Master teacher and author Brian Hurd discusses his experiences creating multi-touch eTexts and using them in the classroom with iPads.
It's always so interesting to think how far I've come with technology. Where a few years ago I did not even own a cell phone when pretty much everyone I knew had a cell phone. Computers, I did not trust them, I did not embrace that whatsoever. And now I've found that with a few of these, with the iBooks author and being able to have the iPad in my class, I have gone forward in the last few years more in technology than I ever would have predicted. And it's all about my students. That's my goal, is to do whatever I can to serve them, because that's what I'm here for. But the technological leaps I've made and what this has allowed me to do has really been quite remarkable, I think. Students don't seem to get really excited about looking at textbooks, but when you put an iPad in front of them and they can start to zoom the images and hear the narrations and cross-link to the glossary entries and all of those things that they can do with it, I think I'm creating something that students get excited to do. Like I was told many years ago when I got into this, people say, write what you know. And I've taught these subjects for more than a decade now, and I've been very interested in them for even longer than that. The World Wars and the Holocaust and American history and the Civil War. These are things that I've, just on my own, have read numerous books and watched movies and visited the places. So I've really been writing about what I'm comfortable with, what I feel like I have a pretty good knowledge base of. What I think is so interesting about this is that I think I've always had these stories to tell, and I've really gone out of my way to learn a lot about what I teach. And this has now given me a vehicle to share that in a really nice, concise package, which is a multi-touch textbook. So much of it is so cool. I like the narrations because my background in education at first was working with special needs students, so a lot of them had either difficulty or not even an ability to read, so I think that having that narrated piece there really makes it come alive for them. I think the linkable glossary is really a fun feature for students. It just makes it so interactive when I watch them. They're just on it, and it's just a really active piece for them. Of course, the young people like to move the images around and kind of play with them, but there's a real practical use for that as well. The study cards are really fun. I'm a big believer in just kind of learning things that way. That's how I did it, and being able to see the students do the study cards, create their own study cards. This just really, if you'd have told me that I could create something like this even a year or so ago, I would not have believed it. I think having young people engaged technologically, that's where they're at right now. And that's how I, as a 21st century teacher, need to inspire them, is to do technological things, because that's what their whole life is going to be.
Yeah, so go ahead and hit a blue link, and then scroll down that. There, and then go to, yeah, there you go. Well, it's just showing one more way that the book interfaces. So then you've read that, and then go ahead and done that when you've, okay, cool.
So far I've been doing jigsaw with them, where I'll have two students work on one section of the book, one part of a chapter, and they will create some kind of visual presentation of that. So far it's been memes. I'm looking to get into having them do iMovies, perhaps from battlefields, send them out as reporters to be pretend that they are reporting from Shiloh or Gettysburg. I'd like to do some kind of even just a keynote PowerPoint kind of situation where they have to summarize a chapter and present that to their classmates, because I think when you're teaching, your whole brain is lit up, and if I can get all the students to be teachers of teaching each other using this really, really cool technology, that I've really done my job as a teacher. Well, one thing about EPUB, which is so cool, is that the internet has really leveled the playing field. If I wanted to write a book 5 years ago, 2 years ago even, I might never have gotten it published. And now, with the internet and working with Zoomable Media, I can have my work published, and it's guaranteed to be published as soon as we get up to a certain quality level. So I think that's really been nice to be able to do that and to say, well, that's something that I can definitely do. Traditional books, I still like them, that's what I grew up with, but this is the future. iPads are the future.